Hello and welcome to another 7.27c analysis. This is going to be one that was sent by farfadet. Big shout out to you out there. Obviously you wanted this game casted. Mind you, I don't know who you are, so I'm going to kind of cast this as a generic game. So there's no player perspective, none of that stuff, just to kind of, just so that you understand. I'm going to criticize everyone equally, and hopefully I don't hurt any feelings. Mind you, when I do these analysis, of course, I'm looking to obviously improve myself, learn things, and at every level. This one is actually going to be divine players mainly and legends. I think I saw a Archon in there. I don't know if it's a Smurf or not, but we'll find out. But this is the game. Again, I don't know who won this game. I hope it's not that long. I hope it's not like a 3-hour game. I don't see techies or snipers, so I think we're off to a good start here. So, Shaman Tide off lane. Obviously, Tide being the 3. Ogre just kind of moving in.
30 seconds.
Just the 7.0 regen. Just kind of crazy. With the AM and no Persona. The lady. Tide just kind of walking into that. Just gonna anchor smash. Aether is going to do a little bit of damage, but Tide is actually taking a bunch of damage. And, I mean, you kind of need to respect AM. The fact that he drains all your mana is such a nuisance, especially in the lane. And actually, he's pretty strong in the sense that Siricho is actually doing some good zoning here. So, and it looks like 3 runes are going to go the way of the dire side. So a good start for them. And it's going to be an LC versus Clinks. This is 7.27c. So Clinks is the sort of nerfed version of the hero. Some minor tweaks, obviously, with 7.27c, almost directly directly targeting Clinks and Underlord, 2 very buffed heroes with 7.27. So, starting off, just overwhelming odds, just kind of scurry him away. And, okay, Wraith Band is going to be created. I would like it if he just kind of changed through that tango so that it's always ready and doesn't have that 6-second cooldown, so to speak, when he's cycling in. Okay, he does it. All right, let's go into the top lane. Now, Tide, okay, this is the thing where you're up against an AM and you definitely know this, right? So your anchor smashes are not going to be that great. You're not going to have too many options. And yeah, we missed First Blood bottom, but we don't care about that, right? Because you're not really going to have the ability to cast all your spells because you're not going to have any mana, assuming that this AM is doing a good job of just kind of zoning him out. One thing to respect is in this bottom lane, AA actually does quite a lot of damage. You do need to respect it. And getting First Blood, I believe it was on the Earth Spirit? No, Phoenix. Okay. So Phoenix just with the spirits. Yeah, I mean, just getting caught out. Alright, let's go back to the top lane. So again, like, I would feel better if he had Kraken Shell instead. Because it's a passive, right? And you're not really going to have too many opportunities to cast any spells. AM here with just... I think he started with 6 tangos, so he's down to 2 already. Ogre's looking to stack. Maybe turn it into a pull. Yeah, he's looking to a pull here. Okay, so he times it perfectly. And he gets the stack in addition to that. Actually, this is a really nice pull, but the Shaman taking it away and pulling him away. Gets fire blasted and stuck on in. And he should be fine. I mean, he's under tower right here, so you got to respect that. I don't see... Okay, this is weird. Alt, as a spectator, apparently doesn't show the tower range. Nonetheless, AM doing pretty well. 10-2 versus the 8-1 of the Tide. But one thing I don't like is the fact that the lanes are in a bad spot. And now he's doing a good job of pulling into the hard lanes here. LC gets a solo kill mid. Which will pull that away. Let me see if he can do this. Alright. This is kind of paying off. I mean, this lane is pulling, but you don't really have the creeps here. So AM is going to have to take a little bit of damage, or the Ogre will, just to kind of tank some of that. I would prefer it if one of them, the dire guys, probably the Ogre, would probably be sticking around here, just so that he can kind of maybe sneak a deny, maybe steal some XP. But again, you just don't want him to just kind of free farm that potential creep wave in addition to the neutrals. So, LC here, doing pretty well. Mind you, Clinks came back and did die, but with full mana and full health. So something you need to respect. Hurry on. By the way, I do not know what server this is. I think it looks like an SCA one, just because of the fact that you're seeing languages galore. Oh, everybody's anonymous here. Sircho just trying to tank that up. I don't like this. Well, I guess you can go one if you're not going to go, you know, Wraith Bands and all that. But I prefer the AM just rushing the Ring of Health. I feel like it's a bigger jump in a sense, because you're almost unkillable at that stage, right? So long as you don't get, you know, stun locked and like shackled and hexed and all that. AM missing the, I think he got the stack, but he didn't actually get the pull through. One thing I don't like is that this wave is pretty massive. This will definitely get them to level 4. So I feel like the Ogre, instead of just leeching, I mean, there's no XP here, but he should be back. I mean, he's got a nice stack here, which is great, but technically this Tide could farm that stack. Shaman's just trying to steal, or at least change the aggro of that stack. But I feel like he should be doing a better job of pulling this one, because the creep wave is constantly here, which is not great for Dire. I mean, yeah, AM is getting his farm, but he would have way more. Like, look at this Tide. He's completely surpassed him, right? So instead of the Tide, like, what is this Ogre doing, right? As an Ogre, you want to be zoning, and you want to be very aggressively in there, but mind you, it's 5 minutes, so they're going to get both of the runes, which is a huge win. In this case, the Earth Spirit gets it, and chances are they're going to run up on this AA, who really doesn't have anything, especially with that kick, and that's going to be a dead AA. So he paid for his life. Yeah, I got the rune, but this is an empty one that has not been secured yet. Blink on through. Okay, so he's got the Ring of Health. So timing-wise, okay. That was actually not that bad, because you got the rune, and then you got the Ring of Health, which you had to get to the secret shop for. So, Ogre, boots in the inventory. Come on, man. Get your head in the game. He definitely needs to cycle this out. The boots is way better. Okay, there we go. Apparently my voice-activated commands are a little bit slow, but the Ignite is on both, and they're going to be aggressively going for the Shaman. The counterspell's there, and then he counterspells the Shackle. Oh, really nice play there by the AM. So I would definitely say, like, again, I talked about the fact that, like, there were Divine players, Legend players, and I think there was one Archon player, but you can definitely tell that this AM is definitely on the higher standard. Just the way he plays his movements, and the fact that he is aggressive. He knows when to be strong. You can definitely tell that there's a little bit of a different play style. Okay, that said, we'll talk a little bit more about the Slark, which we haven't talked much about. He's going to go Treads first. He's a little bit behind in terms of levels, because Earth Spirit has been looking to rotate mid. He doesn't have the mana for the kick, but yeah, this is a bad decision. Why would you go back towards the middle? Like, if you're gonna maybe get away, it would probably be, like, you know what I mean? You kind of need to plan I mean, when you're getting chased down, it's really hard to tell, you know, to make rational and good decisions when you're being chased, right? Because the cops are after you, and you gotta run, right? Nonetheless, Tidehunter with the phase boots here. Okay. He's gonna, maybe, is he gonna go the Daedalus style, or, you know, but a nice shackle here. The roll-in's gonna stop the shackle. He doesn't have dive, though, so he does get stuck and bursted down in 20 seconds with no Phoenix. Okay, he's gonna go Earn first on the Earth Spirits. LC already has Treads and is gonna go Armlet next. Wand, but there's a lot of stuff coming to the AM right now. Another Wraith Band and boots. Oh, they do kill the Shaman. The boulder is gonna. The kick is there, but I mean, I feel like he needs to be on the other side, body blocking. There's really no way you can kind of get away from this guy. Yeah, it does very little damage. Clinks has got to do everything, right? So, like, he needs to not focus on his own attacks. I mean, you have the Orb of Venom, but you want to be body blocking, letting your Clinks just hit him from afar. Alright, so there's a haste top in the event that they want to do it. It's 8 minutes. Supports are looking to be close to level 6. Obviously, AA has the tomb queued up. Yeah. I'm here. I'm really super late. Sorry, Farf. Anyways, you don't have to stick around, Farf, if you want. I mean, obviously you can watch it live, or I'm going to be putting this one on YouTube, so I'm saving the replay. But anyways, they do get a shackle up in the over here. The counterspell and the Ravage is being used into the duel, and this is looking bad. Yes, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's going to secure the first duel damage of the day, and the LC TP's right back into the mid. So, by the way, Farf, what server is this? Where are you located? And also, what hero are you, if you want to spoil that. If not, it's all good. But here's the first egg, and it only does 4, but the rollout is going to miss. He does get the kick, and he does kill Slark in the end. That's Gola. And they're looking to continue. The egg does hatch, and they've gone, wow, they get the AA in addition to the courier. So that is a massive win for the Dire side. Plus, they got Slark, so that's a 2 for nothing in addition to the chick. So, good days. North America. Okay, awesome. No issues. Alright, that is fine. That's fine. You'll tell me later, okay, once I'm done. There's no judgment here. I won't focus on any one hero. But Slark is level 6. Phoenix is level 7. He does have dive in, so whenever he gets pounced, he has outs. And they're looking to just turn this with Earth Spirit there. And they do have a kick, the pounce, the dive in, and the roll in was very nice. Oh, okay. That was a really nice roll. That was really well played. Just the timing on that and just like into the leap, just catching him through. Wow, okay. So a nice play there. Clinks here is invis. But it's 8-5. Okay, yeah, sure, tell me. I'll just focus on what you have. Mind you, you've kind of lost the first 10 minutes, which I feel like is the most important. Okay. Ah, okay. So the one who just died. Okay, so I'll try to focus on Slark as you come back in. Your TP's on cooldown. You're going to Fusel first. Okay. But this is super dangerous, especially with that Earth Spirit there. The duel is going to be used, but that is so deep. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of action going on. There's no Ravage on this guy. The Phoenix is now in position. They have a 4 Dire side, all there. Slark is pushing mid, which is creating space, or using the space, and that's fine. And they actually get nobody from the Dire side. So, misplay, right? Because why would you be diving T1, and you're, mind you, with all the TPs that you saw coming in, you were literally like 1 versus 3 as the Earth Spirit was TPing in. So that seemed a little very aggressive and for not really much of a payout. Okay. Okay, so I mean, you're trying to do what you can. You're farming along. Okay, so the Slark here. Okay, you're continuing to farm. All right, we'll just keep tabs on you because you're just kind of in the neutrals. One thing that I see that your team is not doing well, though, is stacking for you, right? They're making you be very aggressive, and this is a dangerous spot. Now you got a TP back, which is fine. Secure that, because it's hit your tower, so that's good. Royal Jelly. Okay, and through that all, wards are being placed. I'm okay with this. I feel like getting a tower is pretty important if you can just secure it in time. They do have Ravage, so they have to respect that, and the fact that you're not going to, they're not going to defend it, so to speak. So it pays off. The Shaman, I mean, he should be looking to drop those wards every, 120 seconds or whatever. Whenever it's off cooldown. Clinks, on the other hand, is pushing T1 mid. This is a problem. You gave Clinks a lot of space for this. And the duel is here. They do have the Shaman as well, the roll in. And they do have the Shackle coming on in, but he dies in the end. And this toxic Earth Spirit just all throughout. He's been all over the place. This guy's been a nuisance. But he does end up dying for that. So a 2 for 1 so far. Not the end of the world. One thing to note is that, okay, you're using a lot of TPs. And I feel like you kind of need to be in the places where kills are definitely going to happen. Like, you could have secured that one, right? And I feel like if you had a TP, you just go in just to kind of scale in terms of just getting your permanent agi up as much as possible, right? Like, I think that at times, scaling this thing is sometimes better than just farming in the jungle and the creeps. And now you're trying to do the more efficient one of getting everybody in position. Or, sorry, you're getting the jungle stack and the creep wave. So, I'm just looking for ways that you can kind of sneak in some extra early agi, right? and getting all that permanent one, because obviously you scale really, really well. And obviously the LC, anytime he makes a gank, you should be in position too. Oh, no dust. This is shame on the LC. He should have definitely had that kill. Okay. So 13 minutes here. You're kind of going back and forth, and you definitely see this, so that you realize that there's not a whole lot of space that you have. Like, for you, and the way I look at it in terms of, like, pro players, in terms of, like RTZ, you should be somewhere top, or you should be somewhere up, you know, over in this area, because you see these heroes, so the chances of you getting ganked are high, right? Like, you can't even get to the creep wave without getting scurried away. So at this point, you kind of need to give this up, right? I'm not saying that you completely not defend the tower, but somebody else should be here just soaking up the XP, because that's pretty much all you're going to get, and you're not going to really get any last hits. Net worth-wise, yeah, you're kind of suffering a little bit. And it's trying to scale, and you do have 2 Blades of Alacrity, so you're almost there. But, okay, here's one of the big differences between, like, a Slark and, like, the Spectre types, right? The Spectre types is going to go late game. Hang on, let me just see. You survive. I don't think you should go back in, but you do. Because he's completely full on mana. You have nothing. Oh, the egg. The egg. Oh, do you live? Oh, you don't. Yeah. Okay. This one, let me just pause it right here. Let me just pause this. Because right here, what it was is that your reinforcements were coming. And this is why you turned around, which is great. I'm okay with this. But this is when you go out of line of sight. Heal up and let your teammates come with you. Let them be the initiators. Because, hang on, let me slow this down. Because you know that they're going to stick around this creep wave. Because that's where it is. That's where the neutrals are. Right? So they're going to farm this. But the thing is that you went up a front. Plus you were very, very low. You're about less than half life. So if you were waiting in the wings, let both of your supports make the first move with the, you know, the whole AA blast and the shackle. Then you come on in, you pounce, you secure it, and you secure all the kills. You get all the kills. Like this egg level 1 is going to do nothing to you. You're fast enough that you can, I mean, you have 2 other supports with you, right? So these are the types where Slark is an amazing hero, but you have to play the guerrilla style. You have to know what your health is. Like, you have to run, make sure you're completely filled up, you're full, and then you go on in, right? Like, that's the style that you need to think about yourself, where this one was, and you paid for it, right? Because you were too low. I mean, the idea was there because, oh, I realized that both of my supports are coming, right? But, again, you just need to wait up, right? You were too low. This is way too low. And plus, right? And then you're going to be the first one, like, you're going against this ogre, right? What is his first spell that he's going to do? Guaranteed. It's going to be Fire Blast, right? He's going to stun you. He has the mana for that. You can see that, right? So you have to respect that. That's the first thing that's coming. Plus, your cooldowns are all there. You have very little mana. So if anything, you've got right clicks and no real spells, okay? Because you just use Shadow Dance and you just use Dark Pact when you were out here, right? So all of these things are on cooldown. And so, again, just kind of, hopefully this will help you. Just heal up. Let your supports work for you. Let them bait it. If he gets Fire Blasted, all good. That's when you go on in. They've wasted the Fire Blast on useless support, so to speak. Right? And these guys are full, so they can take that much. Alright, so you die here, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, going for the egg is the right decision here. We do secure that. Ogre probably should have ran a little bit faster. Hex is on through. Yeah, so you secured that one. But again, that would have been 2 permanent agi for you. And it would have been, you know, obviously, you probably would have been able to outdamage your supports and gotten kills on that. So that, because that's leaving XP and gold on the table, so to speak. Alright. Clinks is being a nuisance. Securing all the runes. This LC needs to have a little bit more game awareness. When that 15 minutes comes through, you have to assume that the runes are there. Runes are massive, okay? You need to just play around these things. When it goes night, it's a day. Always things you need to kind of look out for, so. Alright, so Ogre here is going to go Aether first. I think that's the classic Ogre build. I think that in 7.27C, actually, I think Midas is a better item on Ogre. Oh, wow. Okay, so dual straight up. Blink, Blade Mail. and that will secure that one. So I feel like another thing is that you didn't go Shadow Blade, okay? Because you realize that you have an initiator on your team, and you'll probably get Shadow Blade at some point. I do like the fact that you are going defensive item after the first offensive item, but I feel like you and this LC need to be playing in tandem. Like, if you're just gonna farm, maybe you're playing the wrong hero, right? Like a Spectre I look at as the farming type who's just gonna be in his jungle the entire time. But if you're able to, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be making plays. That's the way Slark is supposed to be played. He's supposed to instill fear on everyone. Okay, you'll get this kill here. So, he does have die. Okay, but yes. Good control. Good control. And that's the blink reveal of the Shaman, which is very nice. Hopefully you get a tower out of this. And you don't just run away. Okay, so AM does not have Battle Fury at 17 minutes yet. He's almost there. I think it's on the way. He should have the money for it. Okay, as I say that, nice usage of wards. Awesome. Your positioning should be a little bit different, right? Hang on, let me pause this right here. Let me pause this, because I'm pretty sure you die here. Hang on, let me just go back a little bit. Because this is a vision thing, and it's kind of like a game awareness. Hang on, let me just go to player perspective on Slark. Okay, let me slow it down. Where are you? Where are you looking? Okay, so you're here. Hang on, what the? Hang on. There you go. Alright, so this is the vision that you see. You have to respect the fact... Hang on, let me go. Free camera. Okay, generally speaking, if you... Like, this is what you can see, and you have to ensure... Like, a support might be here. Somebody might be out of range. But generally speaking, the movements that you're going to see against you are going to be in this area. Right? So, what that means is, and I'm not sure if you saw these guys. I'm pretty sure you didn't. But hang on, let me just fast forward, because... Alright, so you push this.
Guess what's happening at the bottom tower.
Alright, okay. The wards here is okay. I would prefer the wards, you know, I mean, okay, it's providing some vision out here. I think that's what he was trying to do. But your positioning need to be protected more in this area. Right? You cannot be on the furthest end. Right? Think of yourself as these creeps basically being human shields for you. Right? If anyone's going to get, you know, like they provide vision, and the fact that they're going to be the first ones to kind of be hit by any sort of ranged thing or whatever, but it will protect you more. So that when the action does happen, and they do rotate through, you can react. Because you're here. As opposed to out here. If they jump on you, or if Clinks goes on you, you just instantly, like, you get blown up pretty much. Right? And that's kind of what happens, especially with a roll-in, right? So you kind of react here and you move back. Right? But if you were here, you would be in this position. Okay? And so another thing is that he had actually another nice roll-in right when you pounced. And he caught you. Or you caught him, technically. But in a way, he caught you. So once this AM is on you, you need to think about shadow dancing and just surviving. Right? You should not be fighting. You have to respect this boulder. And so, okay, somehow you live. Okay, somehow you live. Okay, you're proving me wrong. Awesome. Okay. So through that alright, I will eat my words on this one. But I'm just saying a little bit of better positioning, because if the Phoenix was there as well, if everyone is in position, you were very low. So being able to fight out, okay, you made it and you survived. So I'll eat my words on that one. Nonetheless, you do get the T1. That was actually a really nice rotation by the LC and the Tide there. Just kind of getting into position. But mind you, Ravage wasn't even used, so you guys are still strong. So you can continue to push. Alright, you need to be looking at trying to make ganks. Make ganks happen. This guy's all by himself, right? This guy, oh, that was a bad leap. That was super early. Okay, nonetheless, you've gotten it. Secured it. Did you get the permanent agi from that? Hang on, I don't know if you got the kill. AA got the kill. Okay, so no. Alright, I wish your team was kind of, more respectful in the sense of letting you get that last hit. But AH kind of with a blast from downtown. So, all right, you're going to go BKB next. And okay, here's the thing: is that Elsie is looking to just see who goes to the creep wave, and then maybe catch somebody out with a blink duel, right? My issue with this is that he's doing it kind of blind. Like this is saying, this is the radiant. This is what you see, right? So all the dark spots. Oh, he does see it, and he does see the AM. Nice. Okay. Roll in is off the mark. The kick will probably hit if he wants to go for this. But again, I really prefer like an observer ward here. You have more insights. Okay, yeah, and he just runs away. All right. So in a way, you know what I mean? Like you're saying that this is a rough game or whatever, but you guys are in a decent spot. Your team is putting you in a position to win. They've provided a lot of space for you. Oh, that was a waste of wards. That was a waste of wards, actually. The tower life was way too low. Yeah. No, I agree. Your team was really on point on that one. Oh, nice blink hex. Oh, but the boulder is gonna stop that. The shaman is just painful. He's gonna slowly die on this one. Oh, nice ravage. Catches out 5. And the nice duel. That's the right one, right on the Yules, or sorry, right on the AM, so to speak. And it catches it out. Oh, okay, but they get the tide in the end, and this is looking to be bad. And now you're coming in. Please don't go into this fight.
3 down.
Yeah. Okay, you were a little late to that fight. Hang on, let me just see where you were. You had a TP. Where would you have TP'd? You would have been very, very far. Ah, yeah. Like you could have turned this fight if you were here. Okay. This is a questionable decision. Oh, please don't die here. You've been silenced, and you do.
4 down.
Okay, that was not great. Huh. Because, alright, I'm trying to think of how it could have been better. Because you were farming in the top lane. You were pushing this lane out when all of that stuff was going on, right? You had time to react. You had a way to get back into it. If it was a 3-on-5, actually you could have turned that fight. Because they got the AM killed right away. The Clinks is the problem. And you need some way to focus. You need to figure out a way to get on this. I'm wondering if you could have, like, 'cause you didn't have that T1 mid to TP into. So you were far away. If you TP'd from here, chances are the closest one I'm thinking would be the T2 mid. You probably could have gotten into that fight. A little bit closer. But this kind of compounded in the sense that it was a bad ward, right? Because the shaman needed that ward here, right? Because when all of that stuff is going on and they were looking to run away, you could just, you know what I mean? Like the wards would have been nice to be there. I'm thinking for your positioning though, I think that you were actually behind. And you probably should have gotten in that fight. I think that you should have. I mean, you had the TP, so I saw that. I think you should have TP'd mid and gone into that fight. And this is the hardest part about playing a carry, is that you need to balance when to farm versus when to fight. If there's a time where you can secure at least a kill and get out safely, it's worth it, right? And I think in this case, with Ravage not being used, and it's a complete judgment call. I mean, the thing is that you made the decision to get into the fight, but by the time you got there, the fight was over, right? And then now you've wasted time because you're not farming in the lane, okay? So that was actually, in a way, kind of worst case scenario, right? Because you were indecisive in the beginning, and then you were trying to make amends, and then you're trying to make your way there, and you took the slowest route possible, right? Like, this is the type where you get into a party, and you're, instead of taking, you know, like a taxi to get there, you're like, oh, I'm gonna take the bus. You know, at this point, like, this is where you gotta get into the fight. You gotta fight. You know what I mean? This is where Slark is gonna be strong. Okay, you get that one. AM is still around. They have Clinks. He's the one you need to go for. Clinks, you need to get him. Ah, he gets away. He gets away, really? Oh, now you've kind of completely getting baited in. Oh, you didn't get him. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. Earth Spirit, roll on in. He catches you out. Oh, in silence, that's rough. Alright. A small thing, and I don't play a lot of Slark, and I don't play a lot of Core, right? But, in this case, hang on, let me just slow this down. Right? Okay, so this is the situation. I think, hang on. Let me just see this. I gotta see vision. I can't do it from the pause, so I'll do player perspective. Hang on, let me just see if this works. Nope. I'm wondering if you saw that Earth Spirit TP. Hang on, let me just try to see if this works. Completely wrong. Okay, here we go. This is your vision, at least the Radiant side. Not getting that Clinks was massive, by the way. Alright, so you saw the buyback from Earth Spirit. You realize that things are... Oh, you do see it. You do see it. Okay, hang on. Alright, here's the tiniest of details, right? You saw it on the minimap. Okay, and I don't, to be honest, I don't know if it's bugged or not, but in the replay, it's showing me that you can see the Earth Spirit. You can see the guy's face, right? I can't, but you can see it right here, where my arrow is, where my mouse is, right? So if you see that that's coming, he's TPing, he's definitely going to roll on in, right? So this is the point where you need to just hit Q. If it doesn't work, or you know what I mean, if no one goes on you, fine, but you have it up. I think that you need to do this because you need to kind of, or even Shadow Dance if it's super risky, because like, you know that this guy's going to roll on in. He's going to roll into somebody, right? And it's better to be safe than sorry, especially since you don't know where the Clinks is. Another thing, hang on, this is a sentry, right? So this is actually providing vision of the Clinks. So these are the tiny, minute things where you're running away. The Clinks is nearby. You have to assume that his Orchid is going to be off cooldown very, very soon. Plus the Earth Spirit here, so it's more reasons to actually hit the Q. You know what I mean? Dark Pact yourself. Try to keep yourself alive. Because, obviously, Slark is just about staying alive, right? In and out, guerrilla tactics, all that stuff. But if you can get that Q off, this roll, that boulder, obviously gets dispelled. And then the Orchid as well. Maybe the timing. I'm not sure about the, the exact intervals that it goes in. But maybe both of those things get dispelled and you get away. And that gives you time to then do Shadow Dance. But in this case, you didn't do that because you didn't preemptively cast the Q, right? So you just got caught out. Again, this is one of those things where just how to get, to the next level of Slark. How do you improve tiny little things? Just, you know what I mean? Like every time I play against a really good Slark is that they have this innate ability to realize when they're most vulnerable, right? And so those are the times where you need to preemptively cast it. Even if it doesn't, your cooldowns are so fast you're going to get it back. So it's not that big of a risk of just wasting it and maybe, you know what I mean, like mana issues. But again, just play it safe. Alright, so the AA here, Blast, just protecting the creep wave. That's fine. And this Clinks is the problem, right? Another thing that I'm not seeing from your side, no dust, no dust, no dust, no dust. No dust, right? So if ever you know what I mean? Like this is a massive thing where Clinks is like all day. You know what I mean? I will happily play Clinks every single game if my enemy team never buys a dust, right? But if everyone carries dust, Clinks is gonna have one of the worst games ever because A, he can't invis out, and plus dust will slow you down, making him easier to catch, right? How do you catch a predator? You bring dust. I don't know if it works for like child predators or whatnot, but I'm assuming it does. But nonetheless, always carry dust. There's no reason, even as a carry. Oh, you get silenced. Oh man, that Orchid is paying off. Yeah. Okay. Hang on, I'll talk after this game, or after the event, or the team fight. Okay. Another thing that I'm seeing is that, and this is kind of a failure, I would say, more from your supports, but there's not enough sentries on the map. Like, look, this is your vision. Okay, let's be honest here. Like, you're pretty much blind, right? There are no sentries on this map anywhere, right? How are you going to find any sort of pick-off on a hero that just straight up wants to just invis, walk up to you, and just start blowing you up? He's got the Orchid. That's his playstyle. That's the only thing Clinks will do. He Orchids you, silences you, and then, yeah, its supports will come in and, you know, do all that jazz. But if they never get that the initiative, so to speak, and if he can't just walk into you and silence you, Clinks' hero isn't as good. Because if you look at his items, straight up defensive item, and then the Orchid, right? So this is coming back to the fact that your team, and you need to tell your team, we're losing this game because we don't have vision, and we don't have the right amount of sentries to deal with this Invis hero, right? So, yes, it kind of sucks, and I don't know if this is like a straight-up pub or if it's a stack or whatever. If it's a stack, it's a fail, because you need to get your supports to make sure that they provide vision and have sentries, so that this guy can't just literally just walk up to you. He silences you. What is this guy going to do? Okay, so you got the nice... He's tanky enough. He's probably the wrong one to go on. Nice Ravage there into the wards. The wards, you don't have dust. See? And again, he gets away. He gets away. Nobody has dust. Seriously? 3 people. Even the LC. No dust. Okay? So actually, in a very close game, the lack of dust is why you... Oh, that pounce. That pounce. Oh, that pounce. That pounce. Oh, no. Yeah, you get blown up. You got blown up. I feel like you're trying to make action happen, but the thing is that you're doing it without the right amount of numbers, right? If your friends, to be honest, they need to stick with you. They need to step behind you. You need to start doing smokings. But what you're trying to do right now is you're literally going 2v5s, and you're getting blown up for it. You're paying for these things. So you're literally throwing there, right? Again, like, hey... Farf, like, these are the types of things where it's easy for me to say these things because I'm not actually playing. In the heat of the moment with infinite vision, hindsight 2020, these are the things that you see, right? So it's easy for me to criticize, right? For me to throw stones and all that stuff. For all I know, you're definitely a way better Slark player than I am. I'm a terrible Slark player, and I'm not even going to try to attest to that, okay? But at the end of the day, it's about how do I improve? Right? What are the things that, you know, we could have done better? You know what I mean? Like, how could vision have worked better? And taking the team fights, right? You're doing a lot of things blind. And again, I'm going back to this very, very dark map, right? And this is another thing where I feel like your supports are not doing a good enough job. Because, again, providing vision, showing the movement, understanding where the enemy is pretty massive. Like, this is dangerous because they have no vision here. Right? Like, this is a completely dark abyss, and they need to fear this. Is this Clink's gonna get this? Okay, if he got the courier, that would have been a massive take. But because of that, if you're just comparing, right? Comparing that to the dire side, right? Not much better, but I mean, the roll is missing. Hang on, we'll talk about this in a second. Oh, nice egg right into the middle of this. Is he gonna get it off? Oh, Ravage. Oh, they popped the egg. Okay, okay. Alright, but AM is here. He's angry. He does have Manta. Oh, gosh. Alright. So, yeah. People are picking the LC, but the thing is that that's a bad team fight. Oh, God. The Shaman's going to die back, isn't he? Yeah, he's got nowhere to go. Yeah. Okay, Farf, I'm learning too. Don't worry. We're in this together, man. No, but to be honest, okay, that's a nice dual damage there. So one thing that I've noticed is that this is the kind of stuff that like I should do more with my own replays as well, right? And to really understand Dota, like the winning games, you probably don't need to watch it as much, but the ones that you kind of like this game, which is very close. I don't know if you're gonna win or lose, but these are the types of games that you really need to look back on and see how I can improve, because the biggest thing that sticks out to me is 30 minutes, and you only have 3 permanent agi, right? Meaning, you're not really playing Slark to Slark's fullest potential. And he's like that ganking machine that's kind of in and out of the shadows, so to speak. And I feel like if you're doing that properly, and you have an LC who can kind of back you up and secure that infinite, dual damage, plus your, your essence, what is this called? Essence shift, your permanent agi that you gain, like... You could be farming the enemy heroes. I think that that's something that you really should be looking more into, is farming and trying to... Oh, gosh. Lotus. Oh, and he gets kicked back. This Clink's doing so much work. Yeah, man, this Earth Spirit is becoming a nuisance. But yeah, just... You know what I mean? Like, you're playing more as a straight-up carry core. Right? Yeah. No, because you gotta get the kills, I think. Kills an affected enemy hero. He permanently steals. Yeah. Okay. But, like, I would assume, because your playstyle to me is more like a Jugs Spectre style, right? Because... Yeah. I think you do too, but I think you have to get the whatchamacallit, the essence shift on him. So you had to have gotten some sort of attack on him. I think that's the way it works. I mean, the way it's worded is just badly worded. Thanks, Gavin. But because you have to kill the affected enemy hero. So, but nonetheless, like this is a good learning point, right? Because all of the carries, so to speak, play differently, and you need to change your style to match. I actually don't know if Manta was the right call here, because how are you getting blown up is when, because they have a lot of AoE. I don't know if Manta's the right call, right? This Earth Spirit's a problem, the Phoenix is becoming an issue, and Clink's, obviously you have the Manta for the Orchid, I get that. It gives you outs, but I'm wondering if BKB just might be better. BKB and then Basher. Yeah, I think that Manta is not the right call here. I think, I agree with you on this. Because if you have BKB and then they just have so much stun control, like the Ogre, Earth Spirit, like this is really difficult to get through, right? And the Manta's that one time, and then like that cooldown is just too long. I don't think it's really worth it in the end. And your illusion here is actually body blocking you. But yeah, okay. So a little bit of differences in terms of itemization. The blink on through, he does catch out the AM one last time. So he's been farming this AM quite a lot. Oh, but that's just Aegis. Okay. All right. Pop those mangoes, man. There you go. All right. Telescope is on the way to the Earth Spirits. Fine with that. All right. Another thing, though, is that it's starting to get 33 minutes, right? And this AM is starting to get pretty fat with his Abyssal Manta Battle Fury, right? If we're just looking straight up net worth, you're falling behind, right? And the way you get back into this game, you can't defend this. There's no way to defend this. Is that you need to start pushing out. Yeah, you're doing the right thing by just pushing out the other lanes, so to speak. I think that pulling it all the way through, like, you need to split push, right? I think you actually should push this lane in so that tower damage is being used, or is being given, so to speak, so that somebody has to come back and to go back and defend that. Actually, I do mainly Dota. I do StarCraft on the side. But yeah, you can find me Holler TV. Shameless plug. Obviously, you found my YouTube, but if you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. That's usually where I'm most active. And then YouTube is something that I've kind of been adding now, just like doing a game replay a day. But yeah, just trying to learn this game. Obviously, Dota is super difficult. But yeah, okay. So the Slark here, okay, you're gonna get Basher very soon. You do need that. So, I think you need to start planning. Like, this is a perfect time to smoke. Do you smoke? No, you don't smoke. You just gotta group up. Oh, they smoke. Oh, Slark. Oh, not like this. Oh, but Jamanta out of that. Okay, and nice Ravage. Are you gonna fight? You get the egg. The Phoenix gets off. Oh, not like this. Not like this. Okay, if you had BKB, it would have been better. But that was a bad team fight. Okay, hang on. Let me just try to break this down. Hang on, we gotta slow this down too, because it was super fast. Alright. Let's go. Hang on. Alright. So they had a really nice... Ah, okay. Well, I'm glad to see you've come aboard, Farf. It's good stuff. Alright. Okay, here we go. So this misses. And I'm pretty sure you saw this, but you kind of stop. And they got stunned, you do a little bit turn. Roll in through. Now you Manta, so you're okay. You Dark Pact here. Oh, you turn. The Abyssal on this one, the Ravage. Okay, what is Elsie doing? Oh, he runs out of the egg. Oh, you guys are completely uncoordinated here. And you and Tide are the only ones hitting the egg. I think it's 7 hits at this point. Yeah, and the supports are just gonna die, and the LC's like, what do I do? I'm just waiting for Blink so that I can duel back in, but they really needed that right-click damage. Oh, gosh. Not like this. Not like this. Yeah. Another thing to note, I don't know if you saw this, but he pressed the attack himself. He could have healed you here. But he had casted it on himself. Oh, this LC fucked up. Okay, the LC didn't go in. That was massive. Not being able to kill that egg, letting him come back and getting the stun and everything. Oh my gosh, and he's got Radiance. Okay, so this Phoenix is pretty fat. Okay, so yeah, I think that this is pretty much all she wrote, right? Unless there's like some sort of team fight where you can kind of come back. So interesting. Okay. All right, what is going on? All right, so a little bit of pushes here. Clinks is just going to tear up this high ground. Nobody has buyback. Another thing that, to be honest, it befuddles me. After 30 minutes, 25 minutes, after 25 minutes, if you guys don't have buyback, this is a pretty big issue. You need to save for buyback. I think that this is a pretty massive mistake. This will help you really improve. And then telling your team to save for... Oh my gosh, he goes for the duel on this. 1v5. Really? Oh, he gets the win, but he's gonna die for this. Yeah, that's not really worth it. Oh man, if we waited a little bit longer... Yeah. Okay, so this is the type where... one bad fight turns into just like snowball of... I'll just keep going in. Like this LC, like... Alright, why is the LC not buying back? You need to defend at least the bottom racks, right? Nice shackle. The LC needs to buy back. Okay, now he buys back. That was super late. You could have saved your shaman. Oh, you get the clinks? Get the clinks? Oh, now you have a late dust. Okay, you get him. Okay, you get him. You get him. Alright. Okay, alright, alright. I'm overreacting for no reason. But okay, okay. Good. Probably gonna get the ogre for this, but, you know, position 5, what ifs. No stun? Oh, he gets away! Alright, the fact that your team is starting to get dust is very late. You know what I mean? Like, plus 25 minutes, and then guys are like, oh, hey guys, just found out they have a clinks, so we need to start carrying dust, guys. Alright, that was a really late reaction by your team. Okay, so now you're looking to push. Silence here. Nice duel on the back end, catching up that Phoenix. Is he gonna live? He doesn't get. Okay, gets the duel damage. Nice Ravage there. I'll take that. I mean, at this point, you'll take it, but don't dive. No need to dive. Focus on objectives. Focus. We need your damage, sir. We need your damage. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Pushing the T3. And the DC by the AM. What is going on? AM abandons? What is going on? What? Why would he have been... Wait, what? Alright, so an egg, nobody's going for it? Yeah, either all out or all in. Okay, so you decide to go... Oh, run. Run for your life. Run, my friend. Why did this AM... Wait, what? Why did the AM... abandoned the game. And they sold all his items, so even if he comes back, he's completely fucked. Okay, you tank that. Okay. You gotta work on your leaps. Some of your leaps are kind of off the mark. Sometimes I feel like they're a little predictable. If the Earth Spirit can catch you out with a rolling boulder... He didn't leave? No, he abandoned, right? But you sold all his shit. Yeah. He straight up abandoned. What is... Who does this? Alright, so you got buybacks. Alright, this means the only one you really need to focus on is this Clinks. If you can get the Clinks, you win the game. If you can kill him. To be honest, I don't know if he bought back or anything, but... Tide? Okay. Nice duel, nice duel. Take it. Alright, good. There's no way he out-survives that. Clinks, you gotta get this Clinks. Okay, so you do, and the Phoenix Sunray's in the bad position. Gets on the stop, and you're gonna get the Ogre on top of this. And you kill the Courier. Just for... but no dust, guys. Really? 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 And you... Oh my gosh, he gets away. This Ogre's gotten away. So many... where you killed the Clinks. Hang on. Where's the Clinks? Right, first hit bash. Let me see. Hang on. Let me go slow. Alright, Clinks is here. He has BKB up. But Clinks actually goes on the LC who had Blade Mail. Not ideal. Clinks needs to focus the right guy. I don't think it was the first hit, but you definitely... Obviously, you got the bash. I mean, I don't know what number it was. I think... Hang on, let's try to CSI this motherfucker. Hang on, let's see where you're at. We'll go super slow. Clinks. With the pounds. Pops the link. Oh, you did get a first hit bash. You did. You did. Alright. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. You see the Ogre get away. How do you let the Ogre away twice? Nonetheless. That's just GG. They have no buyback, yeah. So, yeah. Wow, okay. So, what is the deal with this AM leaving? Why would he do that? Like, this is definitely a game that they should have won. That seems so silly to me. Like, is he an anti-booster? Like, what the... Yeah, you just GG thrown it, right? And the wards have trapped your Titan. Cool. Okay. Yeah. This is a super frustrating game for the Dire. Okay. Alright, get back in, hit that Ancient. Okay, GG. So well played. I think at the end of the day, obviously, you know, having that LC, he really saved you in the end. I think that was... I mean, his play provided space and the right amount of, basically, checks for the AM in the sense of keeping him down. Because this guy... There's no way this guy's Legend at the end of the day. I feel like his play is definitely better than a Legend style. I think that this is a Smurf, but him abandoning like that, I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, well, medals don't make you best, so to speak. But, you know, in this case, I guess it shows. No, I mean, but to be honest, the Earth Spirit and Phoenix were very, very good. You had a rough time. I think that earlier... What you might have been able to do is gone to the jungle, like kind of sacrifice the lane a little bit. I think you struggled in the early phase, right? In that first 10-15 minutes, which is pretty massive. I think that something to work on, right? I think, to be honest, you're talking about Smurfs, and I feel like every level at Dota right now, they have Smurfs everywhere. And I think that Valve needs to do a better job of putting these people in, you know, the right amount of checks, because it's just ridiculous right now. You know, I'm feeling it, you know, almost every game that I play. And there's no real good way of putting, you know, checks in, so to speak, because it's a free-to-play game. But nonetheless, you came back into the game. This is definitely not one of your best KDAs that you had. give props where props are due in the sense that this LC really kept you in the game. You had a good amount of... I think the Shadow Shaman just dying a little bit. He was super aggressive. I felt like he probably should have gone Force Staff instead of, you know, I think he was going eventual, what, BKB? Yeah, I think positioning is more important right here. Because anybody that gets silenced and rolled on, if you can force him out, kind of save him, I think that might have been a better play. As opposed to these guys, which both had, you know, Ghost Scepters, obviously for the Clinks to deal with. But I think it's better to be positioned properly and to force out the guys that get caught out, you know, and sacrifice yourself for the greater good, so to speak. But nonetheless, 300 dual damage. This makes the game fun. And another thing is that you're very squishy. And trying to get in and doing the damage shows that, right? To be brutally honest, you were carried in this game. Okay, I know that you're a carry and you did have second in terms of net worth, but this is the biggest teller of how much damage and how much of an impact you had in the game. The fact that this, you know, the LC was definitely there. I mean, you definitely needed to have been top 3. And AM is the same style because he was just farming too much, and then he would come in. But like, if he survived or if he stayed in the game and didn't abandon, this would have gone up exponentially, right? Because he was definitely fat enough. He definitely had the items. To fight, and that's pretty much what you need to do. So I hope you learned something. Thanks so much for you know, submitting this replay. I appreciate it. Obviously I learned a lot too, so let me know if you've got another one. Definitely a good game. Thank you so much. Until next time, give a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.